it's gonna freeze several nights in a row. Now, I've lived in Central Florida all my life, and I'm an old lady. I haven't seen this happen in I don't know how long. I've seen it go for one, maybe 2 nights, but several nights in a row. So I want to share with you some extra steps that I'm taking to protect my plants.
All I have needs, I have not provided.
Now, what I've done here under the canopy of an oak tree has worked, and I think it's going to continue to work simply because the oak tree does give it some protection. But I've got a vegetable garden that has some plants out there that they won't withstand frost or freeze. And so far, the trick that I've done with them has worked because the freeze is so very quick. It only lasts a couple hours. But this is going to be night after night. My berry plants are doing just fine. I've got quite a bit of blooms. I've got some berries growing. They're still tiny, they're still green. But the further north I go on this bed, the more damage I'm seeing. This is probably right here where it just didn't get covered well, or the wind blew up underneath the sheets. So what I do is I take these sheets, these old sheets, and I drape them over a tomato cage because I don't want to expect the pineapple plants to support the sheets. And if you make a tent over your plant, they have a better chance of not getting damaged. Wherever they touch the sheet, I think that's where you're going to be most likely to get the damage, like these branches down here. I covered the pineapple over here, and then down at the end here, I did drape a sheet right over the top of the loquat tree. Do you hear that bluebird? They're talking about building a nest nearby. I just know it. They have this conversation every year. This is my loquat tree. It's the first year that it's trying to produce fruit, and I don't expect a lot the first year, but it looks like some of it got damaged. But the leaves are fine. So I think draping that sheet over the top is going to be okay. That's what these clothespins are for. I just left them there so I would have them handy. So I am going to cover my loquat tree, and I don't think I'm going to cover my other one just because it's not yielding fruit yet. And if it gets damaged, I'll just have to cut it back in the spring, but I'm sure it will survive. I planted these little tomato plants about 4 weeks ago, and honestly, they don't look so hot. And the reason why I think they don't look good is every night I bring them in. It's about 69 degrees in our home, and then I bring them out around 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's still like in the 40s or 50, and I just think it's affected the plants. But right now, there's not a whole lot I can do about that. I can't leave them outside. Normally, I would have them in my miniature greenhouse, and they would be okay and wouldn't have that fluctuation of temperatures as badly. However, my miniature greenhouse is out in the garden because I'm doing an experiment with it. Now, if it's going to freeze several nights in a row, you gotta bring your plants in anyway. My little miniature greenhouse by itself is not gonna be enough. If you have a way to heat your miniature greenhouse or your greenhouse a little bit, that's the best way to go about it. So let me take you out to the garden, and I'm going to show you some plants that I've got to help them. They're not going to survive if I don't. In a previous video, I showed you this trick for when you have those nights that you're going to have frost or real quick freeze. I surround these little tomato plants with leaves. You can use hay. And then I cover them back over with a pot just to keep those leaves in place. And I've got another little one here. But since we're going to have down into the 20s and several nights in a row, I am going to actually dig these up and give them a safe place to live until all this danger of frost and freeze is over. I've harvested soil from a couple of different places in my garden. This is, some of it is from where my compost is, and I just dig the soil from underneath the compost that hasn't finished yet. So you see some of it hasn't quite broken down. And then I mixed it with some of my garden bed soil. And I think that's going to make a really good mix for my plants to go in. So I've got 3 tomato plants to do, and I've got a couple of papaya trees to do. So all 3 of these little tomato plants are volunteers that I found in another place in the garden. And I just replanted them here because I knew this spot was a good fertile spot. Now I'm trying my best not to disturb the roots too much. They don't need a huge pot because they're only going to be in it for a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks. I'm going to go ahead and pull this pea plant up here. And I have no idea how extensive the roots are here. This one's been in the ground for, I don't know, maybe a month or so, and then it got damaged from frost. I didn't realize it was going to have frost that night, but it did survive. I believe all 3 of these tomato plants are Everglades. I love those little guys. Got to get some more soil. Look at there, roots all the way down there. I'm under the canopy of Suriname cherry trees, and so far it's helped shield these papaya trees from damage. I forgot about them the first time frost came through, and so this one has a little bit of frost damage. This one does too. But then I remembered the next time, and I put a tomato cage around it, and I surrounded them with a sheet, and then clothespin the sheet closed, and they did great. But I am just not confident that they're going to survive 28 degrees, even if it's under the Suriname cherry trees. So I'm going to transplant them. I was going to transplant them anyway, but their temporary home is going to be in these pots. And I think their root system might be deeper, and I'm also fighting against roots from the Suriname cherry trees. So I don't want to disturb them too awfully much. Okay, I think the roots are intact on this one. Add a little bit of soil on top here. So I backfilled it with a little bit of soil on the bottom. Let's see if I can get the other ones out. Looks good. So I showed you how I planted tomato seeds directly into the soil here in the garden. And then I put this miniature greenhouse over the top. I just wanted to see if I could start raising my tomato seedlings that way. having no idea or no thought that it could be freezing several nights in a row. So I would say the seeds that came up and actually sprouted, they're doing okay. They're not progressing. I am starting to see some true leaves just now coming out here, but there's hardly any. So I'm glad I have the others, and hopefully they're going to survive as well. But what I'm going to do tomorrow night when it gets really freezing down into the 20s, I'm going to start out the evening with some lukewarm water in this jug, and I'll put it here, right in here, and then cover it all over, and then put a blanket over that, and hopefully that's going to keep it warm enough so that these little babies are going to survive. Never done this before, so I don't know if they will. I can't tell you to do it, but I think it's going to work. So I'm going to put these plants in our shed. That way they'll get some indirect light that's pretty bright, but they're also not going to have to go through that fluctuation of temperatures. And you know what? I think I'm going to start doing that with the little tray of plants, and maybe that will help them. I've never really done that before, taking them in and out like that over and over and over again. So I don't know, it doesn't seem to be doing it any favors. So I think just a more consistent spread or gradual change of temperature might be better for them. If I'm thinking it will be better for these outdoor plants, then I think it'll be better for the seedlings as well. So I'm going to leave the plants outside for now, and I'm even going to leave them out overnight. It's not going to get that cold tonight, somewhere in the upper 40s, maybe 50. So they'll be fine. And then tomorrow afternoon, I'll move them inside the shed here where there's plenty of light in there. And that's where they're going to stay for a few days until those night temperatures are well above freezing. I'm going to water them in so that they're nice and hydrated and loving their new home. Now, if you want to learn how to make a miniature greenhouse, watch the video. I'll put the link at the end of the show and also in the show notes. Thanks for watching, and I hope you do well with this freeze that's coming. It won't be for long.
Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto